Hello, slot car friends, and welcome to I would say, a different Slothead Crew. Since this is the first one where we don't have Harry. Maybe he will show up and take a break from his train hobby and come and join us in the chat maybe later. And also, as you can notice, I'm on my own. Nico, of course, started the whole thing with having vacation. So I'm on my own, and there we go. I think most of you know who I am. I'm Anders. I run the channel Lucifer Raceway, and Lucifer is my cat. She's right now outside in the forest, but normally she comes in and she's all over the track. So I figured I'd name it after her. My story for joining in this hobby, I'm fairly new to the hobby, and I started with a Carrera Go track from Costco, and then me and my daughter, we started to having some Grand Prix because we're both Formula One nerds. So we started to drive the Verstappens and the Hamiltons and science cars and competing, and then from there I noticed that there was this Go Plus, which was fun because you had a pit stop and some gamification features in it, and I like that. And as the more I learned, then I all of a sudden learned that there were some thing called Digital 143, and that was fun because you could change lanes and it added a lot of features. And from there, it was a fairly short step into 132, and then the rabbit hole opened up and I fell down. So wait, we got Chris here, Sunshine Speedway, Harry is here, great. Look at that, Tojo is here as well. Well, I'm gonna give a shout out to you because I copied a little bit of your top 5 channels, but for me, it's just highlighting some cool channels that or my favorite channels that I like to visit a lot. And told you yours is definitely one of them. But we'll get back to that later. So that's a little short about me. I'm fascinated by the hobby. I mean, there are so many different ways to enjoy the hobby. I mean, you can be into scenery, you can be into racing, both home racing or like serious racing in like electric dreams and wooden tracks. And then you have those that build their own metal chassis cars. You can be collecting cars. I was not supposed to, but I realized I might be collecting without knowing it. And then, of course, you have the part of hobby where you're building cars, where Hugh's Garage, Slot Car Adventures, he started now with white kits and building all kinds of really fancy cars. I'm not there yet. I'm just happy to get a car out of the box to run properly. And then, of course, run properly, you come into tuning, which is a whole world. I mean, there's so much in tuning. So there's all these different reasons why you are in the hobby. For me, I'm in it for the chicks, clearly. No, just kidding. I mean, there's so many different facets. It's a hobby that it's a never-ending hobby, and that's what I like with it. You're never done because there's always another car you can buy, another piece of scenery you can build, and another race you can drive. So it's really a lot of fun. Let's keep a track on the chat. Okay, looks like you're all doing your highs and hellos. Yeah. Fox and Wolves. Yeah, I don't think they ever sleep. Saw your video, by the way, about the Corvette, the C1. That was a lot of fun to see the two of you racing. So I'm happy to see that. I do have one mail call. I want to cover that before I forget. I did get a nice little letter from. Hi, Anders. Looking forward to follow all your slot car adventures. Hope you like the stickers, Jen and Joe. So thank you so much, Jen and Joe. We got stickers. Oops. Ripple. And then we got Herrera Carrera. really nice. I'm going to make sure that they get an honorable spot on my track. We already got a whole bunch. You see sloth cars. We got the Slightly Mads. We got Rough and Ready, Raceway, B-Rad. I didn't think it's going to be so much fun to send stickers and get stickers, but once you get started, it's childlessly fun. And then you put them in, and every time I come to my track, which is quite often, I look at them and I see all these, well, friends. What do you call them? Interwebs friends, and it makes me happy. It makes me smile, and I like smiling. It's a lot more fun than crying, so we'll stick to smiling. And well, so with that, I have done an upgrade. I am, as we mentioned, a newbie in the hobby. I run digital. I run with magnets, and of course, there's like a universe of people out there driving analog and no magnets and so forth. And for me, I thought digital was the one, but now I've updated with an axle box. So now I can switch between analog and digital, and I can try out that world and see how I like that. And I think mainly because I have a whole bunch of analog cars that I haven't been able to drive. So I thought we're going to test out some hot laps with a few select cars now that I can drive them. So we can add up a little bit of hot laps. I do need some help on at least a couple of them. It's having some issues, and some of you might actually know what to do with them. But with the axle box, I'll share with you a little bit of a laughter. As you can notice, I have no switches here on this side. That's because I followed Alex Duncan's video. He has a video on his channel, and he had taken the CU, the control unit, and flipped it over. And so did I. I played, pause, and step by step, I flipped it over. So this one ended up on that side, and drilled the holes exactly as he mentioned with all the right measurements. And when I finally tried to put it in there, the way the screws are, it didn't fit because it came on top of this little, what do you call it, a bow on the control unit. So I flipped it, and then everything worked. It fit like a glove. All the holes and everything was correct. So I continued, got the hot glue gun, and got all the cables in, did all the soldering and so forth. And when I flipped it over, I realized that my axle box is backwards. All the switches are on this side. It's not a big problem, but I could have just mirrored it and done it here. But that's my problem. I was just following orders without thinking, and that's never a good thing. So I guess I have to blame myself for doing it the wrong way. But at least now I can switch back and forth between analog and digital, which is a lot of fun. I have a big stop button as well, because some of my friends that we're racing with, whenever someone slots, they continue driving to gain a couple of meters, and we don't like that. So with that, as people are coming in, why don't we take a couple of laps and see? Yeah, blame Lucy. Yeah, I'm not going to blame Lucy. She's innocent in this case. It's my own stupidity. I don't have no problems with that. Couple of cars I'd like to share with you. I have the analog set up with Smart Race, and I have the camera there, so we'll see how that all goes. I got these fly cars, right? Playboy collection. So here's a Ferrari 512, I think it is, which is all shits and giggles. Pop it in there. Let's see if we can pop up another camera. There we go. There's my track. And see, there's my hand. It's all live. It's not pre-recorded. I think one of my fantastic guns. Let's hit start. Let's see if we can do that. Get this going. No. So first fly car, Playboy. If we can get some time, so I notice sometimes the camera system is not. Oh, it is tracking. I'll stand up. It's a lot easier. So with that one, no problem. You can hear it made a little bit of noise, but nothing bad. It runs pretty good. I greased it up. I put some oil on it, and made sure that everything is running smooth. All good. And then I continue down. I got 12 of those fly cars. Now we got the next one, which is something like this. It's a Porsche 917. Beautiful car. It's June 1995. Julie Chialini was the Playboy bunny. So there's one bunny on each one of those, one for each month. So here's you. Okay, let's give that a try. Hopefully you can hear something over the microphone. But I need to switch car here on Smart Race. Let's go in here. Switch Ferrari to Porsche. Off we go. Deslotted, of course. And deslotted. Can you hear that? It sounds like when you had a card in your in the spokes of your bicycle. And yeah, well, I don't know. I opened it up and made sure everything is fine. But I think it's something inside the motor itself that makes the sound, and I can't figure out what it is. Is it something that's it's not, because these are all brand new, so I don't know if it's not used or if there's something in the engine that makes the clickety sound. So Marty, if you see this later on, or if anyone else watches this later, the recording, what do you do with the fly engine that goes when you're driving? Not fun. And I got 12 of them, so those are on my bench. I'm going through all my digital cars. I got about 40, 50, almost 50 analog cars. So I'm going through all of them because I haven't been driving them, so I can't. So that's that. On the bench. Oh, and also on the bench, here are a whole handful of guides from Slot Invasion. These are for the NSR cars, and they have a much wider plot guide that fits perfectly in the track. So I'm updating all the NSR cars with the new Slot Invasion guide. So we got plenty of stuff to do. Oh, I forgot. It's midsummer today. Today is like the biggest holiday in Sweden, where everybody dances around like frogs and so forth around a big upside down turned phallus symbol. And it comes from way back in time. You put a big dick in the ground and hopefully fertilize the ground so you get a good harvest later in the season. So it's one of those old pagan rituals that we celebrate. So everybody is off. It's a bank holiday. You eat a lot, you drink a lot, and you dance a lot, and you shag a lot. So that's what you do. And all the women put 7 different flowers under the pillow over the night, and then they will marry someone. The person that they dream of that night is the person they will marry, apparently. So yeah, so I'm gonna go out when we're done with Odd. I'm gonna go metal and sacrifice a goat. That's what we do. Being real metal. Next card is a little, let's see, oh, full of reflections. A Thunderbird. A nice little Thunderbird. A lot of nice details. This is a Carrera car, limited edition. And it comes from, I don't know if you can see that, the text there, right here. Maybe it's too small. But it says, Honest Ernie's Garage. Always repair your cars at Honest Ernie's Garage. You get a good deal. That's what I've heard. So this one, let's give this a try. I guess I shouldn't drive it, at least not too hard, but why not? It's fun. Let's change car in Smart Race. This is number 20 now. Thunderbird 58. All right, off we go. And I guess I can. Said something about audio. I should not do that. Let's do this. Okay, off we go. Thunderbird. Ford. Very silent, very smooth. Nice drive, actually. Not too noisy. Quite often cars are very noisy. So that was the little Thunderbird. The focus, there we go. Nice little car. Next one, a Mercedes 300 SLR. Let's see if we can, there we go. As you can see, it's all in chrome. Some nice figurines inside. That's a sweet car. So, okay, there we go. Let's give that a try. Switch over to another car. Where's my little Mercedes? All right, off we go. Also, this is a Carrera car, very silent, doesn't make too much noise, has a tendency to re-slot, but there we go, de-slotted. Oh, of course, over here. I'll park it over here. There we go. Now you have to see it from the top on the track. But nice car. Nothing to go too aggressive with, but also one of those limited edition Carrera cars. Carrera, they're not too bad, not too bad. I like my Carrera cars. And now, ooh, the Pink Pig, Porsche 917. Let's see. There we go. And it has all the different pieces in German. Ripple is one. There's the engine in the back. Very, very nice. As you can see, it's an NSR. I know you have to be careful with these because they break easily, this back part. But yeah, let's give it a try. Change car on Smart Race. So all the statistics will come in on the right car. Porsche 917 Pink Pig. Off we go. This one is a very fast car. So this one is running around 6 seconds on this track, which is a top 6 seconds is really fast. So that's really a good one. Hard to stream and drive at the same time. Yes, people say that we men, we can't multitask, but that's a lie. I can hear a person and ignore at the same time what the person is saying. So I can multitask. There it is, the Pig Porsche 917 from NSL. Really fun car to drive. If you don't have one of these, I recommend you to get one. This is a lot of fun. But now over to my favorite category of cars. And see, there's anything on the chat we need to catch up with. Crash it. Oh, Joe. God. Oh, maybe. I like crashing. I did actually already crash the Ferrari from Playboy. So I don't know if it's visible, but this part fell off, so I had to glue that in. And on the front, these two here were loose, so I had to glue that in. And then also one of these wings here fell off after I crashed it pretty bad. So I'm not afraid of crashing cars, even though they're collectibles, but I have some fun. My favorite car, not brand, but favorite car type is by far Ford GTs in any shape and form. Ford GTs, originals, Mark IIs, Mark IVs, any Ford GT is my favorite. So I got this NSR, this guy. I think it's called Filippinetti. It's a really, really nice car with nice details. I never crash cars, says Harry. Yeah, sure. Well, well, not anymore, maybe. Look at that back. Oh, got this kind of see-through mesh in the back where you can see into the car. So really, really nice car. NSR, it still has the small guide. Maybe I should compare it with one of these guys so you can see what a big difference it is. Let's take out the guide. I don't know how to do this, but first we need to get the camera to focus. As you can see, it's right on top. It's a massive difference. And this one is also extremely thin, like paper thin, versus this one, which is a lot thicker. And this one fits perfectly in the track. It's like a glove. I don't know, maybe putting some silicone tape or silicone grease or something will make it even smoother. We'll give that a try, experiment a little bit. So we were driving around 6.5 seconds with the Pink Pig. Let's take a Ford GT. This is a Mark II. I think this is a Scuderia Filippinetti from some race back in this maybe 67, 69. Let's give it a try. We are running below 6.5. I think we can get it down to 6 if I would concentrate on driving. This is a sub 6. Yeah, 5.9 seconds. So this is the sub 6 car. I do need to make some adjustments. I have not done, this is straight out of the box. I haven't done anything. So I need to get the front wheels down a little bit. So right now it's just scraping on the chassis. So it's making some noise on the track. But oh boy, fun car to drive. Such a sweet drive. Gotta crash to find the limits of traction. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, B-Rad, I really like your sticker. It's right here. I got the skull here. It's really, really nice. So yeah, you gotta push to find the try to find the limits. Let's see. If you are new to change the slot invasion or Frankenslot, this can get fiddly. Yeah, well, everything is fiddly for me. So I mean, whatever I do, it's a first. So, but I guess I got a whole bunch of them here. So I guess after a couple of them, I'll figure it out how to do it. Everybody's very fiddly. Okay, well, report coming up next in next week's Slothead. Maybe I should even record one just to see how fiddly I can make it. I'm sure I can make it even more fiddly than when you guys do it, or what you think are the fiddliest. I think I can fiddle even more. That's my specialty. And now my absolute favorite car, the one I've been looking for, and I actually bought this one at Electric Dreams. Was it last week or the week before? When I was there. But this is the GT40 number 1. It is a copy of the one that Ken Miles drove in 1966 when Ford for the first time won over Ferrari. And this one is, I've been looking for this one. I haven't been able to find it. I know Rob Sale has one from Scalextrics, but I have crashed this one as well earlier today. So I don't know if it's visible, but there's a little wing at the back here, and that one got loose. So I had to glue that. Well, I had to glue it back, but I guess I didn't do such a good job, huh? So it's still loose. But this is really my favorite car. More for the history, where Ford pulled on all their efforts and actually managed to win Le Mans, 24-hour Le Mans. And that was it. And then the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, which I think most of you have, but you just have to see that movie with Matt Damon and a whole bunch of other famous actors. It's a nice one. It's a piece of history. And I crashed it already, and I broke it, and I tried to fix it, and I did not do a good job. I realized I have to do that again. But nice car. It's tall, yeah. This one has a decent guide, but not as small as the NSR ones. But this one as well it's so silent. It's like a ninja. Let's give it let's crash it. Let's see what happens. It's like a ninja car. It's so silent. See what we can get. Push it a little bit. 5.8. So far the fastest lap. Ah, dang it. Deslotted. Off we go. Next leg. Okay, we deslotted again. On the hairpin. 5.8. Okay. This one is so smooth, so much fun to drive. It's unbelievable. It's fast and silent, decent enough grip. You can still fishtail a little bit and drift in the corners. I don't have any borders, so I can't drift too much, but the hairpin definitely gone. Anywho, fun car. Very, very fun car. So that was a little bit of hot laps. Thought we'd do some hot laps. Well, to be honest, Anders, we can't hear any of them, unfortunately. Yeah, well, so that one you should not be able to hear because it's so silent. But maybe next time I do a microphone setup on this fly car, because that is just terrible. And I think I'm going to try to switch engine and see what happens. I did get some spare parts for the fly cars at Electric Dreams, so I'm going to see what we can do with that. Can you get air off the hill part of the track before the hairpin? Well, with some cars I can. Yes, you can, but you gotta have a special type of car that doesn't have too much grip. Most of my cars, since they have magnets and I threw the tires, they have a pretty good grip, and those I don't really get a good air. I guess if I would have the downhill part coming right after it, I probably would get some air, but now it's kind of caught up by the hairpin and the curve there. I must say that the border by the right after the uphill, it's really scuffed. So clearly the cars come up and then they hit that border pretty hard. I have had, which car was that? It was today. I think it, yeah, oh, that's probably when I had crashed this one so bad, the Playboy one that I had to fix everything on it. I actually came after the uphill into the curve and went straight into the helicopter and the Rolex time tower over there. I crashed everything. I mean, it was just mayhem. The helicopter flew away, the tower fell apart. But yeah, that's what happens. Gotta have some fun. He got some tennis shoes on those cars. Sneaky. Yeah, there we go. So that was some hot laps. My track. I mean, if you go to Tojo Racing's page channel, when you go, you have to go and see it. And the new track layout that Todd you have is very curvy, very technical compared to this one. This one is, 4 long straights. You have a couple of curves at the one end and now a couple of curves over in this end. These are pretty much 90 degrees curve 1, but the curves at the back end of the track, they start with a curve 3, so fairly open, and then comes a curve 2, and then it fights back with the curve 1 at the very top of the curve and at the pinnacle of the curve, and then it opens up with the curve 2 and curve 3, so you can have fairly good speed in and just brake right before the pinnacle of the curve, and then hit the gas again and kind of gas yourself through the curves. And then so I have that on both of those curves up there, which makes them really fast curves. These ones, both this one up here, the hairpin, and then the one underneath is also just curve 1. So they're like very steep. And I made that by purpose because it needs to be a little bit difficult as well. So it's a fairly good mix. But there are 4 main straights where you can really push it. So I guess the next layout will be a little bit more curvy, kind of like what Todd did with his track as well. So yeah, Todd mentioned, yeah, it reminds me of your previous one. Yeah, so it's fun. Right now I'm in a phase where I like to have the great. The one I had before was very, very technical and curvy on 2 levels. So I deslotted a lot. And I never got to stretch out the legs of the cars and kind of give it a little bit of gas. It's constantly driving Miss Daisy like Morgan Freeman on that track. So I had to change it. I'm very happy with this one. I'm still enjoying it a lot and we're having a lot of fun as we're driving it. We're not crashing as much as we did in the past. Maybe we are getting better, but I don't know. It's if that's a combination maybe of the track layout and us getting better. Yeah. So I'd like to, before we get on with the chat, we got some people in there asking. I really would like to share a couple of fun. Let's see. Let's remove that one. Some pages. Some channels that I really enjoy. So let's see if I can figure this out. Oh, I need to change the banner. I'm just learning all this technology here with the streaming part. What's on the bench? Yeah, we did that. We had 12 fly cars. Anyone who knows anything about fly cars, oh, please help. I've been trying to watch videos, but I think I have engine problems. What else do we have? Yeah, we did the mail call. So now I've showed the mail call banner as well. But now over to cool channels. And these are channels that I enjoy watching right now a lot. And also because I've gone back in the older videos in these channels and it has helped me a lot. I've learned a lot from several of these. So let's see if I can do that. Let's then start with one of our friends here. Now I can't see the chat, but I'm sure you will see. Told you slot car racing. It's a lot of fun. I mean, Todd, I love your Monday rambles. Every Monday you sit down, you ramble, you go through what's on your bench and so forth. I really enjoy those. And I enjoy the races that you do. You keep things very simple and achievable for a newbie like me. Some of the racing channels that you go to, they're just they're way too complex, and it's not. I'm more into the home racing part, so I'm not there yet with club racing and so forth, which Nico is, so of course. But I really enjoy this. Shows you that how much fun you can have and how easy it is to drive and have and enjoy. And then we have this one, huge garage slot car adventures. And I've gone through every single video of his. I've seen every single video, several times, on how he's building scenery and testing different cars and so forth. And he's also very, very funny. So if you want to have some fun and you haven't been here, I recommend you start from the beginning and watch them because they're really, really entertaining. He's a character. Right now he's into a lot of building white kits. But the scenery work that he's done is just mind-blowing, totally mind-blowing. And he's a good guitarist. And Todd, you enjoy metal, he plays really good guitar. And you see also some episodes where he's building a flying Wii guitar. So it's a lot of fun. I think you could enjoy that one. And I guess all of us, we have visited the PNW Slot Car Dad with his crazy challenge of getting to 100 different track layouts. Every week he tears down his track and adds new ones. I think it's just hilarious. It's just so much fun to see. And he's doing it on his own. He's having, you can tell he's having a lot of fun. So I enjoy that. So go give my this little brother a visit and a subscription as well. And then I got two, maybe at least one, I think that you might not have seen. This one is a Holland Slot Car Racing. I guess he's in Holland based on the name. But he has also amazing scenery, unbelievable scenery, and he's using Carrera Go tracks. So it's not the big scale that we have, that most of us have, but the smaller Carrera Go, and he's doing a fantastic job on that. Really enjoyable, fun channel. And then we got this one, World of Slot Cars. I think it's a Danish. He speaks English in it, but he has like 3 different tracks, and he scratch builds everything. It's just unbelievable scenery. So a lot into 3D printing and track building. And he has a man cave that is just out of this world. So there are a couple of videos where he's sharing all the different things that he did, like this cow stable to slot car sanctuary. He basically took an old cow stable and made it to slot car heaven. Worthwhile taking a look. They're doing a lot of racing, a lot of 3D printing. He's making all the connections and making his own software and so forth. World of Slot Cars, big thumbs up from me. So with that, let's go back into here. And there we go. What do we see here? Yeah, the Carrera hairpin adds a lot of fun. I like it a lot. And when you're driving digital, you can always make sure that you have the inner one so you can push the other one out. With analog, you're stuck with the channel. I'm still not convinced about the analog thing, but I know Harry and Nico are, so we'll see. We'll see. Maybe time will get me there. But right now, I can switch tracks with digitals, make sure that I'm on the inside track, and then push people off. It's a lot of fun. Oh yeah. So I will put Todd. Thank you. Great tips. I will put links to those channels in the description. I probably should have done that already before as a preparation, but maybe next time. First time on my own with this, so we'll see how it goes. But I'll add them in afterwards. Because they're really a lot of fun. Good channels, good content, and I feel. I mean, I do watch like the Worldwide Slot Chat that that is on, I think on Thursdays or Tuesdays, where you have there's a Zoom call where that they're streaming. Unbelievable information in there. Absolutely, there's so many great tips, and that's where I learn about the pistol grip for the plungers, and the Greg Gob is leading that. But sometimes they get so detailed and technical that it just flies over my head, and I'm sitting there like, what do you call it, George Bush in front of the press, So that's So, but every now and then there are gold nuggets for us, and maybe one day I'll be there, sitting there and being all technical, but not yet. So, what other channels? And well, of course, we have Nico's own channel, the Slot Car Dude. That's there's a lot of treasures in his old videos. I've learned. I'm gonna bring them up some of the topics in future episodes of the Slothead Crew, because I have so many questions, and Nico is experienced. He's been around the block for a long time and knows a lot, and he has quite a lot of that documented, but nobody goes back into looking at old videos. I think that there's I don't know if it's a law or just a force of nature that people don't do that. uh, I tend to do that when I see a new channel that I find. I always go into videos and go back and look at the historic videos, and a lot of. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. And Joe and Jen, thank you, Harry. Herrera Carreras racing night on Monday. That is just so much fun. The way they, I don't. I mean, I love Joe. He's such a character. So much fun. Uh, but he can be so annoying sometimes. But it makes me laugh, and clearly you can feel the love between those two, and how patient they are with each other, and but it's hilarious. And Joe is also a great source of knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge. He's been around, and now he's going all no magnets and NSR. Oh, look at that! Someone's coming over here and pulling all the cables. That's not a good thing. Lucifer is coming in here. Let's see if we can catch her. She's trying to tear down the camera over there right now. Let's see if we can. No, she's smelling. I'm trying to be sneaky, but she's so smart. Yeah, she walked away. She could feel I was on her. I wanted to pull her up and show her what a big kitty she is. What else? Oh, Bo is watching the drift show at the Nürburgring. Oh, without Magnus, so realistic. Well, we got to see, check that out. There's a lot of interesting racing going on this weekend, I've noticed. So, but there's also one big thing happening. I think it's on Saturday night. It's a 24-hour race on Saturday till Sunday. It's in Belgium or Holland, and it's a digital. I think it's based on a Scalextric track, the digital Scalextric. You can switch lanes, but they made a replica of the Paul Ricard race in France, where the French GP was running, and it's an exact replica. It's so cool, and they call it some kind of world championship or so. But I don't know if it's, maybe it is something official. I don't know, but they will be streaming from it. It's kind of like, no, maybe not as much as they did with the NSR event, which was a lot of fun. I know at least Fox and Wolves were there, but I watched as well almost everything. I did get some sleep every now and then, but I watched most of it. It was really, really interesting. Had some Swedish friends there competing, which was fun. So that's always good fun. They were repping, and they did pretty well. They got ahead of Electric Dreams and the Spirit of America team, at least. So that's at least some kind of achievement. They did, I think, 9th, 10th, or something like that. So not in the top. It was all Italian at the top. A lot of fun. But I don't know how to get to that level of slot car racing. How do you prepare for that? How do you become a better racer? What do you practice? Is it just driving a lot, or do you actually have specific exercises that you can do, like practicing braking points and acceleration points coming out of curves? Do you practice that, over and over again, like athletes? I mean, we go from a race or competition to competition, but athletes, they practice, like in American football, you run in tires, right? So, but there's no running in tires when you during a Super Bowl, for example, but they still do that. In every movie you see about college football or up and coming American football stars, they run in tires. Why? It's got to be some reason for it. And then I guess it's to get the knees high and running. What are the exercises for a slot car racer that are similar to running in tires for an American football players? What can we do? Finger dexterity for the controllers, or is it only material? Is it only who has the best car, the best tuned car? That's the person who wins. That's a good question. Running 10 lap sessions, comparing times, learning if changing lanes will improve your time. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Bo says, my channel is called No Clips in It. Yeah. So if you ever feel that you had too much information, you know how it can be sometimes when you're overloaded with social media. I always go to Bo's channel and I can, there's no clips, no nothing. I can sit there and chill and relax. It's very, very good. Practice, tune, and repeat. Yeah, well, I guess that's it. It's just practicing. Well, I spent most of today. Now it's almost 8 o'clock here, but I've spent most of the day actually indoors. It's a blue sky, sun is shining. It's a beautiful day, but I've been in here practicing and tuning. I tuned these 7 cars that we drove today, greased them up and so forth, and did some severe work with the fly. Since I crashed it, I had to put everything back together and glue it back. So I practiced a lot today, been many hours, and then just lap after lap. And normally when I'm not fixing specific cars, I have my list of cars where I have the best time that car has driven, and then I always take the bottom cars, the ones that are at the bottom, and I tune them. I see, okay, what can I improve? Can I add weights to it? Can I true the tires? Can I polish the axles and so forth, and see, and then I use that one to improve the lap time. And I clearly, tuning makes a difference, right? So if you true the tires, yeah, you cut time. If you polish your axles and make sure everything goes smooth, you gain time as well. So there's a lot of things, and I'm right now probably a beginner to in tuning, but I'm getting better and better. I'm starting to understand a little bit more where to place weights in cars and how it actually changes the behavior of the car. I have not changed guides. I know a lot of people change guides as well. So now I have a whole bunch of guides for the NSR cars. I have some for the scale auto cars and so forth as well. So now I'm going to change the guides and see, does that make a difference? Will that improve my time on the NSR cars? So that'll be fun. I guess that'll be next week's exercise and learning. See how much, what difference does it make to change a guide? I have all the cars that I have right now exactly half of the number of subscribers. That's what I set as a limit for myself. I'm not allowed to buy more cars than half of my subscribers. So I have 200 subscribers. So I have 99 cars, but on Monday, the 100th car arrives, which is a Mustang convertible from Scalextric, or Scale Extric. I don't know which one is the right pronunciation, but I also call it Scalextric. So that's going to be my 100th car, and then I have to wait until we get more subscribers, and then we can buy more cars. Right now, 100 cars, but all of them, I have times, and I'm using the Smart Race app to kind of get all the statistics, and then it's just driving, practice, and clearly driving the bottom cars more than the top ones. So I always start from the bottom of the list, and I try to make them better, improve them by tuning. because they quite often they have a limitation on how much you can push them. And that's where we crash them as well. So that's that on channels. We talked about on the bench, talked about my latest little toy, the axle box, and I could buy that one because it did not count as a car. That's the logic I used. So I'm trying to fool myself by, because I don't have anyone else that complains if I spend money on stupid things like I do. Yeah, and Lucifer, she doesn't say anything. She is just happy as long as she gets her raw chicken and her food. But yeah, anyway, Axle box, great fun. Now I can enjoy both analog and digital. And what else is new? I think scenery wise, I don't have much room for scenery. I have, as you can see, I have this wall of cars. So I have the digital cars over here, and then on that side I have all the analog cars. So I can both, and I kind of like having them on the track, easily accessible, because then it's really I can just grab a car and take it and drive. It's I don't have to open a cabinet or boxes and so forth. I can just grab them and drive them. I like that, and that's also fun to watch them, to see them, and be able to hold them and look at the details and so forth. I really enjoy the cars. Yeah, Fox and Walls there. Spend away, Anders. Yeah, there we go. Well, you she comes from someone like you, because I know you have a lot of cars, and I'm clearly not there yet. So which is a good thing, I guess. But there's always the never-ending hobby. There's always a car that you didn't know that you needed. And I'm not a slot cars brand snob or anything. I can enjoy my Carreras or my fly cars as much as I can enjoy a scale auto or a NSR car and so forth. It's really not. Doesn't matter what brand it is, as long as it's a fun car to drive. And since all cars have different characteristics, I enjoy that. I don't mind having a car that's slower and maybe not as fast and because it can't handle the curves. Like we have some of the Chevy 57 Bel Air. That's one of the cars that is just so top heavy, and it handles like a bathtub on wheels. But it's so much fun to drive it and try to control it and keep it on in the slot and so forth. So well, actually, it makes no sense to tune a Carrera 143 and 132 slot cars. An SI, a Frankenslot guide, keel, and PU tires is enough. Yeah, so I have not changed a single guide yet. So that's going to be a first starting this weekend. I'm going to start upgrading those. And then you said PU tires. I have to get on Monday. I have a whole bunch of Ortman's tires coming in. So I'm going to upgrade and start changing tires as well. But right now I'm driving standard tires, no fancy tires, whatever they come with in the box. I do what I can do with the tires that are in the box. And so far, I mean, they are all fast enough for this track. It's not such a big track, as you can see on this one. It's what could it be, 17 meters, something like that. So it's long enough, but it's not. Yeah, it would be fun, of course, to have bigger, but right now I don't have a room big enough for it. The rooms upstairs are all smaller. I guess I could run, the track in one room, and then it's a corridor, and then into another room and turn around. But I can't. I wouldn't be able to see. All right, told you he's got a jam. Thank you for visiting, Todd. I really appreciate that. And already looking forward to Monday's ramble. And for those of you who have not visited, go and check it out. The rambles are fantastic, and they cover everything, high and low, whatever is on Todd's mind that day. And I guess it's a good way to sit and chat and talk about things. And I guess there's so many different aspects of slot car that you can talk about. And well, of course, we're not going to have any news or latest news, new cars, etc. Here at the Slothead Crew. Oh, I need to change the banner again. See, I'm suck at this. There we go. Oh, we have the right banner. It will be better when Nico comes back. But right now, it's a mess. There we go. There, hot jamming. There are tuning kits for them and tuning motors, but that is nonsense in his opinion. In Bo's opinion, they're too heavy, and the money is better invested in other brands. Yeah. So. Yeah, I have a mixture. I have all kinds of cars. I have a few that I bought just to try them out, like a Revo slot or a Thunder slot, etc. But quite a few of these odd brands I haven't really grown into. I really enjoy my Carrera cars because you can drive them and crash them. Fun to race with friends because they're so durable. I mean, they hardly never break. Slotted NSRs, scale autos. Now you're starting to get a little bit fragile, and I'm not a good enough driver to properly race those yet because I do crash. And I mean, I've spent a lot of time fixing some of those more fragile cars. So, MB Auto Detail joined in. Welcome. The Carrera 124s are a total different ball game. Yeah, they're worth it to tune them. Yeah, I know Todd just got a couple of 124s and he was tuning them, but they were all completely different beast. And hello, MB. I've been considering getting a 124 car as well, but I probably need to stay out of that because then that's going to open a whole other rabbit hole that I should not jump into. I'm enough in trouble with the 132s and the 143s. And the 143s are a lot of fun to race, even on this larger track. It's a lot of fun. They're fast. They're like, because they're so light, and the magnets they stick. You can drive like crazy with them. They're like wasps on the track. And there are days when you enjoy that, and then there are other days when you enjoy, taking a little Thunder slot for a little Sunday drive. So there's all different kinds of cars that you want to drive in different ways. Sometimes you just want to get some aggression out and just go fast. And others you just want to go nice. Oh yeah. The MR slot cars. C1 Corvette can take a bit of a punishment. Yeah, I saw that on your video. You even sent it down the chute on the backside, and you had a little bit of trouble getting it out from there. So that was fun to see. But I think at the end of the day, we have to be honest to what we're doing. We are playing with toys, right? So these are grown-up toys. Small boys, small toys, big boys, more expensive toys. That's just the way it goes. Where we are playing and having fun, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I had a colleague from a company that sponsors me in my photography world time. They sponsor me. I have a monthly retainer from them. Then this one guy, he said, he's going to go on vacation and he's going camping, but he needs to buy tent and buy some stuff for him. And I said, no, don't do it. I have tons of stuff because I have my Jeep. I have a roof tent, and I got all the equipment you need. So he came over. I said, "Come over, and then you can borrow. You look at my stuff and take whatever you need for your week out in the forest when you're out hiking and sleeping in the forest." He came over, got his stuff, and then he saw the living room. Was like, "Wow, that's a big slot car track." Yeah, sure. You want to test drive it? Take it for a run? And he said, "Yeah, that would be fun." And we spent 2 hours racing, and it was just hilarious. And he's a guy. He's a man. He's probably, is he turning 50? Well, has he turned 50? Maybe he's just turned 50. Older guy. He said, "I feel like a kid again when I'm playing with this." Yeah, that's the thing. We all remember the old slot cars, but now we can do a little bit more and make it even more fun. Things that we couldn't do when we were 8, 12 years old. But now we can. And he said, "This was hilarious. I'm coming back." So you're welcome anytime. Just let me know when you want to race. The track is here. Cars are here. Just come and enjoy. I had the same thing with the neighbor that just popped in, and he took his two sons that are, I think both of them are over 20 now. And we had so much fun. And they come regularly, come and race. So it is a lot of fun. And we laugh and we crash cars, and we don't take it too seriously. It's not like there's no fighting if someone wins and if someone loses and so forth. So we just do it for fun, and laugh at things. So it's really a fun fun hobby in that way, because you really get the kid out of most people. Most people that come and visit me, even female, they become kids when they get the controller in their hand and start racing, and I love that. I just love it. They get so into it, and and they fairly fast they get a favorite car, or they want to try some car, and they're driving it, and they're pushing themselves and getting better at driving. But so for that reason, I do have magnets in most of my cars. I have some of the analogs that don't have any magnets, but most of my cars have magnets, because when you have magnets, you don't de-slot that often. And yes, I know, but when you de-slot, you de-slot worse, and you crash harder. But right now with the borders that I've set up, it's fairly crash safe, the track. So it's very rare that someone flies off the table, because you normally hit the border and you de-slot. That's the most common thing. But it doesn't happen that often, and then it's more enjoyable. I did have magnets out on a couple of cars, and we tried to race them, but we, including myself, we kept on de-slotting, and it was just, you had to stop the race every 2 seconds because one of the 3-4 person that was racing on the track had de-slotted. So, but yeah, get to know the braking points and slow down, and then you won't de-slot. Yeah, but that's the thing. You have to practice that, I guess. I have put up some markers on coming into most of the corners, so I can see kind of this is where I need to let go. But then as soon as you change any parameter, like you change the speed, maybe I set down the speed a little bit for my guests not to drive too fast. Because if you take an NSR car and put the control unit at 10, it's not going to work. They're going to fly off into the neighbor's area. So you take down the speed, and as soon as you do that, then you have new braking points again, right? So it's hard to figure out and get the feeling for it, but I guess it's time will make us better, and just keep on practicing, I guess. So go ahead, Anders. Every car is different in behavior. Yeah, that's us. Well, yeah, So breaking points is different by car, by speed level. There's so many factors, but yeah, exactly. I agree with you, Harry. Leaving the magnets in, it's it's fun. It's just all fun and shits and giggles until someone giggles and shits. A little magnet for stability and yet ability to drift is a nice balance. Yeah, and I think I have that. Like uh, with the new Slothead and NSR cars that I got from Electric Dreams, they fishtail. You get a little bit of drift. So there is a magnet, but it's not like for the Slotheads. You have one of those neodymium competition, blah blah blah, something magnets. I bought a couple of those and put them in, but then they really stick. But the regular magnet is really fun because then you can still drift a little bit, which I do enjoy. It looks more realistic as well if you can drift a little bit. And maybe one day, maybe that's the next track. I was considering buying your shoulders from you, Harry. But I'd like to have a track one day where I do have the proper shoulder so I can really make it a drift. Right now, if I take out the magnets, all that happens is that the car will start fishtailing and they hit the borders, and then I would just wear out the car on the sides as they're sliding against the border. I need to have the shoulders. I think they're called shoulders. So old GB fly cars have a light mag. Yeah, exactly. So I noticed that one of the 12 fly cars that I have actually run pretty well, and it's the January version, the one that's only called simply Playboy. See if we can. There we go. That one slides and behaves well in the curves. But now I need to do all the work on the rest of the fly cars. There are some Porsche 911s. There are some Lister Storms, Marcos, and so forth. All kinds of fun cars. But the engines, borders. Are they called borders? But what are these called then? The plastic thing is here. Fences. Fox and wolves. I mean, you are speaking with your mother's tongue. I'm not speaking with my mother's tongue. My mother's tongue was Swedish. So I don't know. Yeah, so I'd like to have the extension of the track so I can slide. I only have that up in the hairpin. The hairpin has it and around the control unit, but that doesn't really help. So the old Carrera Universal and 124 never had magnets. They were heavy enough. Yeah. So they changed them. Cheap Chinese productions. Now, not made in Germany anymore. Yeah, well, that actually did have a meaning at one point of time. When something was made in Germany, you knew it was good quality. It was built to last. It really had a meaning. But I guess there's, like everywhere else in the world, less and less production and less things are made in Germany. I mean, it's a pity, but there's some interesting clips in on YouTube. I think it's called Smarter Every Day. He was trying to do like a barbecue scrubber so you can clean the barbecue thing when you're doing a barbecue, and he was trying to build that in the US, like 100% US made, and it was really difficult. So to find, because the competence to produce something was not there anymore. But anyway, okay, Bo is leaving us, watching the 24 hours Nürburgring. Yeah, that's probably something I should do as well. I need to go and take a sauna first. I've been playing around all day, so I need to take a hot sauna and a can of beer. That'll be fine. So yeah, maybe it's time to call it a day. thank you everybody that watched and joined in on the chat. And again, a call out to anyone that knows anything about fly cars. Help is needed. And we'll see what we can do with that. It would be fun to get them all driving, but some of them, the engine is completely stuck. I don't know if there's something inside that has to replace the engine, I guess. But anyway, what else do we have coming up this weekend? Sunday, of course, is Track Fans. I don't know if there are any other shenanigans, etc., coming up. Today, there should be some slot car news with Dave Kennedy, of course. So we might see each other in one of the other chats. But again, thank you for being patient with me and on my own here. Maybe next week on Friday, I will be alone again. If somebody wants to join in as a guest, I will post a link in here so we can have a discussion, not so much only with the chat, but also with the camera. So if you want to join in next week, get prepared. Don't come and join in naked in the middle of the night, wolves. You need to have clothes on and get your camera ready, and join me, and then we can chat. I got tons of questions. I mean, literally tons, all the questions. So with that, thank you so much, guys, and until next week. And plan to share the improvements. B-Rad, I'd love that. Yeah, so I have 2 cheap fly Porsches as well. A 911, 2 911s, and yeah, I think there's mainly 2 911s. And one of them has a Swedish Playboy bunny Victoria Silvstedt on, and I'd really like to have that car up and running. So I'm really looking forward to see those. I'm subbing your channel, as of course, so I will capture that. But yeah, the more detailed, the better. Maybe I should send one of those broken things. If someone can fix it, figure out what's wrong with them. But that's also good. I have some stuff to do. But anyway, next week, someone volunteer and come in and join and have a chat with the newbie, and I get to ask all the tough questions, and then also maybe also sharing your journey, which is all new for me, and share cars or scenery or what have you. There's so many things we can look at. So with that, Playboy needs to sponsor you. Oh, well, I'll take a couple of bunnies. That's enough. That's all I need. But I don't need sex anymore because the government fucks me every day. So I'm all good. Anywho, let's meet up in the chat somewhere in the interwebs over the weekend, and until next weekend. See you then. Bye-bye.